In this video, I will show you how to use the basic annotation tools within the Koala Go whiteboard. The Koala Go whiteboard has lots of useful annotation tools. Firstly, there is a drawing tool. This is quite simple. You can draw shapes and lines and things on the screen. If you hold down the Shift button while drawing a line, it will draw a straight line. It can be very helpful for matching activities or underlining things. You can also change the pen color to any color that you wish. You can change the size of the pen tool, and you can even select a vanishing pen, which just appears for a short period of time and then disappears, helpful for circling things just briefly on the screen. When you've done drawing, you can also click on the eraser tool to remove different annotations if you wish. Okay, the next tool is the sticky note tool. This essentially is a small coloured text box. Personally, I find this most helpful for individual letter cards. So for example, here I've got a very simple phonics activity. We've got some letter tiles here. I've coloured them differently depending on whether they are a consonant and a vowel. And me and the student can practice different combinations of letters in order to make words. Like here we've got sat, sit, set, and so on. Now you notice that these letter tiles have made different colours. You can easily do that by selecting the letter, then clicking colour, and selecting any colour you wish. There's also the option to duplicate the tile. So maybe you want to have lots and lots of the same letter or the same word on the screen. Another useful thing you can do with these sticky notes is to lock them to the screen. So let's imagine all of these vowel tiles here. I don't want the student to be able to move them. I can just click lock, and that means now they will not be movable. Neither me nor the student can move them on the screen. If you do this, there's also the option underneath to make them clonable instead. This can be really helpful if you want to have a whole bank of letter tiles and you want to stay in the same place, but you want the student to be able to use some of them in different activities without affecting that original bank of letters. So to demonstrate that here, I'm going to click Make Clonable. And now when I click on the letter A and try to move it, it's not going to move the original letter A, but it's going to make a clone of it and allow me to use that clone in the activity. And you can keep making as many tiles as you wish from that original one here that we made clonable. Another useful function here is the option to add audio to your tiles. And then underneath that, you'll see these bring to front and center back options here. That's useful if you want to just adjust the layering of things on the screen. So you notice at the moment, this letter A is going behind the S, and perhaps I actually want it to go in front. You can easily move it like so. Underneath, you'll see this edit button, or to be honest, you can just double click on the tile and start editing. This allows you to change the text that's in that tile. And of course, finally, there's a delete button. Okay, the final tool that you have in the Koala Go whiteboard is a text box tool. Simply click and then you can enter some text anywhere you wish on the whiteboard. Once you've written your text, you can then click on it and change the colour. You can also duplicate it if you want to make multiple copies of the same text. You can lock it if you want to prevent the student from moving it on the screen. You can make it clonable if you want to allow them to duplicate copies of that original one without moving that original text box. You can add audio to it, and then you can also adjust the layering on the screen by bringing it forward or sending it backward, behind or in front of other items on the screen. So these whiteboard tools are nice, intuitive, and easy to use. I find them really helpful when I'm doing extra extension activities with students. Maybe we want to practice writing out more extended pieces of text that I'm not able to do ordinarily within the ABridge Academy lessons, or when you want to jump across to review something in a bit more depth, practice writing some example sentences, work on some pronunciation type activities using the letter tiles. So many different things you can do in the whiteboard.